Hello and welcome to the round six nomination ceremony for 1984 Collector's Edition. This round, Kyle is our head of household, so he must name two nominees for eviction. Just as a reminder, Paris is under the invisibility cloak this round and is safe, and also will not be eligible to compete in Power Veto. Kyle, you can give us your decision.
Gorgeous. Sure. I, as many of you know, am a very emotional player, so I do apologize. I am going to kind of give my Carson episode two tease and give the floor just to a little bit of drama that has been taking place in the house. From my information after last night, there was some not so kind words spread between Mira and Madison, and I don't know who's being truthful, spinning a narrative. I don't know. So I wanted to give the floor to each of you um, to just say your piece, and I'll decide off that what the house thinks, etc. I'm very sorry. I know this is not great for confrontation, but I just feel in my heart of hearts that it makes sense, and I feel like it's the fairest thing to do. So I will give the floor to y'all.
Who would you like to go first? Because I am prepared to read everything that was said. I've prepared some stuffed animals that I'll be using as puppets, just in the reading of it. Um, just
I'm
just
glad you're willing to waste your breath on me now,
um,
since you weren't earlier.
okay, well, I would love to bring context to all of that. I stand by everything I said. I waited 24 hours before. It wasn't last night, it was this morning. I stand.
12:38 a.m.
Oh, no, no, no. This was
The
this morning.
first message was 12:38 this morning after the live night, and then 5:12
But the
p.m.
ones that
afterwards.
the ones that you might have an issue with,
I had an issue with
maybe
all of them.
5:34. Okay,
I had
well,
an
I'm
issue with all of
happy.
them.
I would love to get into reading them. I think you.
Feel free.
Okay, thanks. All right. So the last message before I put Mira up was, I mean, to be fair, in most games that we have played in either I was an early boot or you were an early boot, and during that time we were both and one of us was not active, so it definitely is hard to build that connection. But like I said, and like you said, having conversations is a two-way street, so what you think is best for your game in the end. I ended up putting up Mira. We saw how that went. I did, and then I was like, I don't know when it went from that to what you ended up saying, but I agree with the above message. I'm classy and will clap back when someone wins veto and stays because we love that. Iconic, but I do regret only saying nice things about you in my confessional. I believe I am too nice and I have to remind myself that not everyone is like me. Lesson learned, maybe, but I meant what I said about it not being personal. So when you took it to a different level, knowing our chat was drier than the Sahara Desert, I was taken aback. I mean, I feel like I made myself pretty clear in the nicest way possible when I said communication is a two-way street, and when you're inactive, it makes it hard for me to want to put in effort, and calling you a hypocrite doesn't differ from my attitude in here. Saying I agree doesn't mean I don't think it's a dumb reason when you are the inactive one. And okay, if you want to be like that, then go off, girl. That's your prerogative. All I did was write on a sign. But continue on with not talking to people if that's the game you want to play. I do understand that. It wasn't the stupid sign, it was more the tone. It felt very genuinely hateful, and I was taken aback. And I'm talking to people, I just talk to people that appear to want to talk to me too. If you wanted to take it as hateful, that is on you. Do not try and diminish my character because you can't handle pushback for your actions. Well, apparently, that's not many people, considering everyone I spoke to said they hadn't spoken to you in days. But I'm not going to sit here and get into a virtual pissing contest over whose emotions are valid. You are entitled to feel how you want, and I am entitled to feel how I do in response. Attacking my character and saying I am hateful and acting as if you are above me or others because you are too nice is genuinely beyond game related and is honestly incredibly disrespectful. Never called you hateful. I was saying the tone of last night was hateful, and I was able to pick up on that, and that's why it was upsetting. Okay, where's
Tone
Eva?
of my Gotcha.
I didn't hear what you said there, but I'm not done.
It's the tone of my sign. That's a not
No, and
verbal.
like the other comments are last night, like with what Noah said, Noah since apologized, and I wasn't trying to play victim. I just was like, oh, that's a lot. But I'm not done. So this is my message as of 5:34 p.m. today. First off, you claim in the message then I am allowed to feel what I do. Yet you begin the message by implying I can take it as hateful, as if that is incorrect. So I'm not allowed to have my genuine opinion to your actions, question mark. Also, I find it interesting you claim this two-way street, yet find it necessary to touch base with everyone in order to inquire about our interactions. For you to say I attacked your character is ludicrous. You called me a hypocrite, a direct attack on my character, and then proceeded to minimize that action by saying I just wrote a word on a whiteboard. Furthermore, you encouraged Noah's behavior, which props to him, he had the kindness to apologize to me for, but based on the hatefulness rumored that you've shown others in games, I knew not to hold my breath waiting for one from you, holding my breath for an apology. But for you to attempt to change the narrative by calling me disrespectful is laughable. I nominated you, game. I may not have reached out or cultivated our relationship, but based on all of your actions and feelings displayed, I am great. I didn't waste my time. You aren't worth any further of my breath. I just wanted to speak my truth. I truly hope you reflect on your actions and words and stop living in Delulu land, but again, won't hold my breath. And then you said, I'm going to request that you do not message me further in or out of this game. And then I said, hypocrite with sparkles.
Because you needed the last word.
Well, technically you got the last word because you did like a little emoji reaction, but if that's how you want to phrase it, that's what you want to do. That's your prerogative in your words.
So I guess Madison's not used to pushback for her actions in games because she doesn't normally make it very far. She's inactive in every game we've ever competed in together. Which is why she's been an early boot. You won a Trader's Mini with your boyfriend. So okay,
I didn't win, actually. I lost. He wasn't my boyfriend at the time. So if you want to make things like that,
it's your current boyfriend. That's what I wasn't saying he was your boyfriend at the time. I'm saying he's your current boyfriend.
It's my boyfriend.
Yeah,
okay.
Your current boyfriend. But again, people do things and say that actions are hypocritical in games all the time. I said that you saying that you're putting up Noah and I for not having conversations and having dry chats was hypocritical since you have been inactive for almost the entire game. I went up week 1 for being inactive. Zay put me up week 1 for being inactive, and I changed that immediately.
I don't think I'm inactive in every time that I have not been here. I've said sorry and I've explained why. I am
sorry. Do I get my turn?
Sorry, I just feel like you're not reading. You're actually saying things, so it's only natural.
You read everything with the giant stuffed animal.
I read
tiny
both.
Stuffed animal. Yeah,
okay. I hear you, but all of my stuffed animals are big except for the Eeyore, and this is my favorite. So.
Okay. But I talked to Prod about this earlier. Her comments were disparaging, saying that I am not. See, I didn't want to cry on this live in the fucking Zoom because we're streaming, but I'm not worth your breath. I would prefer if you don't continue to do it. I already left Bryce's server because I don't want any form of contact with you outside of this game. I think that your statements are disrespectful. Me calling you a hypocrite for things in game and then you trying to say that my hatefulness rumored in this game because I called out someone who was spreading a false narrative in a game. Okay, if you would like to consider that hateful, sure. If you think me putting the words hypocrite on a sign is me trying to be hateful, sure. That's not the intention. It's a joke. I'm sorry you can't take it. However, your messages to me today were incredibly disrespectful, which is why I requested you no longer message me in-game or out of game, because I do not want to communicate with you, Madison. I think you are disrespectful. I have heard this about you from other people in the community outside of this game prior to this game starting, that this is how you act in games, and I told them that wasn't the case because every other time I've had an interaction with you, it's been fine. However, I've been proven incorrect. I'm not gonna talk further on this. I've said my piece. She's allowed to have her feelings and be valid in them. I'm allowed to have my feelings and be valid in them. She's allowed to view something as hateful. That is not the intention that it was. Certain words cannot be taken back, though, so I apologize that you had to waste your breath tonight reading those messages to everyone, because you then had to waste more of your time and more of your breath on me.
I don't, okay, sorry.
I'm gonna cut it there. I don't want anybody to cry. I don't feel like that was the purpose of this. Just wanted to air it out and not make it a mess, and that's what it kind of developed into. Neither of the sides fault. Just wanted to end that there because I feel like it was getting emotional and not um a part of the game. That's my personal opinion. Um, well, on that note, this is clearly not fun. I my first nomination is going to be Madison. Um, Madison, I'm really, really, really sorry. I just feel like based off of what I just heard and then kind of the activity level throughout the game, I feel like that's what's sticks out to me. And then my second nomination is going to be Davy. Davy, me and you just haven't chatted too much personally. And I hope that just speaks a little volume. And that's it. ChatGPT is not going to help me on this one.
Okay, so our nominees are Davy and Madison. Let me go on screen share and we will do our veto picks. Paris obviously is not on the randomizer. We are doing 7 seconds. Here we go. Person. Haley, and one more. Oh, you have Faustica's choice.
Isn't that just fantastic? Um, I'm going to choose who's I don't even know. I guess I'll choose Mira.
Okay. So with that, our Power Veto players are the HOH Kyle, the nominations Madison and Davy, and our three randomly picked players, Carson, Haley, and Mira. This will be a live competition tomorrow, so we will figure out a time for that, and then we'll let you guys know what time the ceremony will be. So that is all I have for you guys.